All right, what's good, everybody? Welcome back to Chopping It Up with P. Scott. I'm Prescott Kelly. Today is Friday, December 15th. Glad to have you back with us. You can follow us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and YouTube with the Chop It Up page as well. Feel free to throw your comments into the comment section. We got a lot on the docket today, but you know you guys come first when it comes to this. Smash those 5-star reviews regardless of where you do fall. Tell your friends about hide your kids, hide your wives. How important is Brock Purdy to his team if he were pizza, or if his team were a pizza? Mike Greenberg defends Josh Allen to no end. Brandon Staley's key card doesn't work. There's a difference between tanking and just being bad. Is Bill Belichick truly done in New England? Draymond Green's suspension of indefinitely, well, suspension is not in quotation marks if you're watching live, but indefinitely is. Panthers tickets are oof, and should a playoff committee decide who wins the NFC South anyways? And if they did, who do you think should win? Lots of topics to get to, but let's go ahead and dive into this. So I saw something fun on the internet over the last couple of days, and it's what's weird is that a lot of people can't find the funny in sports. I try to find the funny in everything, but we all know how this goes. This is something where if it's a rival team, you have no problem just completely flatlining somebody with some absolute banter, right? But when it's thrown at you and the squad that you enjoy, you don't take it. You don't take it, man. It's too personal. And I don't treat sports as a cathedral. I understand why the sport or why the actual athletes do. But we as fans get way too wrapped up in this and get way too defensive. Me 3 or 4 years ago, I would have done that through the socials just to try to be right, because your boy is most often than not. But it's not worth the mental headache of just trying to prove somebody that, dude, do you know anything about what you're talking about right now? So instead, I'll just drop in a quick little snippet and then dip out, because I'm not trying to get into a 45-minute conversation anymore. That's the old me, the new me done grown up. But this Brock Purdy thing, that's the whole reason why I'm coming into this now, is because I saw something on the socials the other day, which I thought was funny. Legitimately thought it was funny. It was a picture of Brock Purdy. And let me see, I got it pulled up here. So the caption is Shanahan, McCaffrey, and Debo probably, oops, I must have scrolled just a little bit too far. And Debo probably made the pizza and he just put on the toppings. And it's a picture of Brock Purdy and he's smiling, doing his thing. And there's two things in this world that kind of annoy me. Not kind of, they absolutely do. It's adults who can't spell the correct form of to or where or then. It's frustrating to me. That people who grown adults who use LOL and WTF and TBH for everything, and people who just regurgitate everything that they hear. So what happened with this particular thing was, again, I've laid the groundwork. This is Brock Purdy, the San Francisco 49ers. What's the hierarchy? What's the importance of Brock Purdy if you're making a pizza? Which is stupid, which is why I kind of love it. And what I've told people is that if you bring up a great point, if you bring something to the forefront that I never thought of, I'm going to give you a shout out personally. If you say something that I think is outlandish, I'll use it as content, but I'm not going to throw you out by name. So this is what's going down right now. The topic was LMAO. Aren't toppings literally the most important part? Like, you can't really mess up with the crust, sauce, and cheese, which you absolutely can. Pizza, or he said, but it's a lot more like a dummy messes up pizza by adding mushrooms, pineapples, and coleslaw. Be happy the man is smart enough to make the smart play and just put pepperoni when pepperoni is all that is needed. So I'm looking at this from the toppings are not the most important part of the pizza. If we're looking at a pizza from its entirety, right? What's the most important part of the pizza? You can't have a pizza without the crust. You can do whatever kind of 2023 remodel that you want to, with your pizza bowls and whatnot, a pizza has to have a crust. That is definitive. So, no. And also, when somebody says you can't mess up a crust, yes, you can. You absolutely can. But the crust to me, and this is where I was trying to make my argument, if we're talking about the hierarchy and the plan of a pizza when it comes to the San Francisco 49ers, Trent Williams and Kyle Shanahan, that is the crust. That's the base. You have to have that. If you don't have that, you don't have a pizza. And I feel silly doing this, but this is the topic of conversation, so I'm going to lean into it. You can't by fundamental foodery, you can't have a pizza without crust. And which was okay. I'm going to start with what I said. The toppings aren't the most important part. They give the most attention, which they do. And you can absolutely mess up a crust. You don't have a pizza without the crust. If you're just eating toppings, you're just having individual snacks. I don't think that I'm wrong on that. You can eat olives whenever you want to. You can eat pepperoni whenever you want to. They're the toppings. It's a choosing. But the crust is Trent Williams and Shanahan. That's the way that I look at this. The sauce to me is McCaffrey. I'm a guy who loves pizza, or I love sauce on my pizza. I'm 0 for 2, man. I thought I was going to be able to nail this thing.